What's good, y'all? It's HP Punch Profit. We're going to break down the move we scalped off of. It is March 6th, 2025. Before we get started, like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you're new, helps the channel, helps me provide you guys with free content. Now, before we get into the breakdown, I just want to preface with this, right? I need to stress this over and over. It's important. Now, just started this 50K Express account only 3 days ago. Just added it, another funded account with Top Step. My goal is to get five and copy trade them all across the Top Step X platform. So getting closer to that, that's very exciting. But this is not to brag. I know it's going to come off as bragging, but that's not the purpose. But even if I was, I deserve to. Okay, $217 in less than an hour's work. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I want you to see how powerful it is. And most of you watch these gurus on YouTube. They're throwing a bunch of minis on all at once, and they're making thousands of dollars. Sometimes these people are making people's annual salaries in less than a week, right? And you're trying to model that, and it's not sustainable. Those guys can do that and get away with it because they have multiple sources of income. They have deals with these firms where they can get more accounts. They're making income off of their YouTube, and that's their model. That's their blueprint. It's like take big trades, very exciting, get more views, and even if I blow it out, okay, I have this good YouTube channel that's replacing these accounts at will, and then I have these deals with these firms, so they can afford to do that. I'm not saying that model doesn't work. If you can afford it, do it, right? But most of us can't, so we have to start from scratch. And if you want that, this is an approach that may not change you may not make $15,000 okay in one trade or two trades, but you can replace your income, or you can add to your income, or you can pay your bills, and you can change your life if you start to scale it up and start to reinvest into copy trading and getting more accounts. And it can happen fairly quickly within a year if you're disciplined and you already have an edge in the market. If you have money to blow, man, and you want to copy that model, this ain't the place for you. And no harm, no foul, no offense taken, right? But I was watching gurus blow out their account yesterday and lose thousands of dollars. They can afford to do that, but you can't. Okay, they can afford to lose accounts, but you can't. So remember that. And it's NFP week. You got to be very careful. I know it doesn't seem like much, but for the blue collar trader, this is sustainable and it gives you room for error, and you can see results pretty quickly. $720 and 3 days of work. No, not even 3 days of work. Once again, context. 3 hours of work, essentially. 1 hour each day I've been trading it. That's pretty much all it's been. $720 and 3 hours of work. Okay, one hour each. Okay. So $720, I don't know. A lot of y'all can use that. Okay, especially in today's economy. Uh, And if you learn how to make this consistent, it can replace your income, man. Or it can be additional income, okay? Or for a way for you to start a business or do something else, right? So don't scoff at that 200. And remember, if you're doing this with copy trading, that 200 is say you got three accounts, 600. You say eventually you reinvest and you get five accounts. That's $1,000 a day. Just do the math. There's softwares out there you can copy trade multiple prop firm accounts, so you can go above five accounts. You're just hitting $200 a day. You're limiting your risk and you're spreading it across multiple accounts. Just do the math. It exponentially starts working and compounding in your favor. So don't scoff at that. Usually, the first thing I like to do when I get a new funded 50K account is I'll isolate it for like 2 to 3 weeks or maybe even a month, right? I'll build it up. I'll try to eliminate that max loss limit right here, and I'll try to build a cushion. And then if I want to, I can get on the minis and start, putting a little bit more leverage on. I already know how to make thousands of dollars in a trade. Yeah, I've shown you guys. I've done that already. Okay, I do it on my shorts. I'll upload it with funded accounts. But I want to show you the power of micros as well. I want to show you what you can do, something sustainable, because you might have success. You may get a 50K Express account and have success within the first 3 days, and you might throw a bunch of Hail Marys with minis, and you got thousands of dollars in your account, right? But is it sustainable? Because the next day you're most likely to blow out your account or hit your max loss limit and start doing desperate things. So I made my 200, I clicked the lockout button, and I'm done. Okay, I'm done for the day. This adds up very quickly. It works in your favor quickly, and you're probably going to make some change, a quarter or 200 and some change, right? So $720 in 3 days, but 3 hours of work. I was a sheriff. Okay, I was a sheriff. I worked in law enforcement. I was a sheriff. Did dangerous, important work, back-breaking, stressful work for 8 hour or 12-hour shifts. I was also a truck driver where I used to haul cars. Okay, very expensive merchandise, very dangerous work. Used to work night shift as well. Worked 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. In both of those jobs, I've never cracked that in a day. I never cracked that type of money in a day. Okay, sometimes with a little bit of overtime, but put that into perspective. That's why I'm bragging about this 200 little measly $200 is that 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts I used to work that were dangerous, that were bad, that put my life on the line. I didn't even get that, but I made that in less than an hour. I'm just trying to show you the power of micros and how it can change your life. And you just do that 5 days a week. Take that easy money, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, reinvest, get another account, copy trade, 400, 400, 400, 400, reinvest, rinse, lather, repeat, copy trade, 600, 600, 600, 600. And that's not even talking about all the money you've made in the process. And you're just doing it with one account, copy trade. But I build it up first for a few weeks and then I'll throw it into the bunch. Okay, once I build up that cushion, and we'll start copy trading across all of those accounts. But let's get into the breakdown. So roughly here at 9:30 a.m., I was looking for sells, but there wasn't enough confluences, and price action did not want to push down. So I started to see we were encroaching on higher time frame SIBIs. So I started to say, okay, where we're encroaching and closing on higher time frame SIBIs, I'm looking for buys at this point. Now, obviously, we hit a point to where sells are available. That's why I say your higher time frame is not necessarily a definitive higher time frame narrative for the whole session or day. It's for the move you're looking to take part of, which is this one right here, this move all the way up to here. Okay, now once you get up to here and you start evaluating where we're at in the higher time frame, you might say, okay, now I'm looking for sells or waiting for a retracement and then a push back up. This might be a good move right here, inversion, advanced market structure shift, we'll see. But this one wasn't an easy one. I'm going to show you this one. Lots of high resistance. It's NFP week, and on top of that, the market we opened up very choppy. So take that into consideration. Analyze what are the conditions. If I go on Forex Factory, what is the news? Okay, how's price action going off of the 9:30 opening? Well, it's chopping, man. It's NFP week as well, and it's not to say there won't be a clean opportunity later, but initially, you should take that into consideration. So we get this inversion. Okay, let's go through our list. We establish our higher time frame. For now, it's bullish. Okay, 2, we get our inversion. That's going to be highlighted in our orange box. 3, advanced market structure shift, bolded blue line at the swing highs or lows. Candle body swing highs or lows. We're going to put our stops at the swing highs or lows. We can put it at our discretion, but just understand win percentage may go down. 5, take profit 1-to-1 or more, or at your discretion. Now I'm going to show you an alternative way to get a better risk to reward, a better entry, a better setup, a tighter stop today. I'm going to throw you guys a bone. But even if you did take the trade um, in the most basic way I show you, it would have worked out in your favor. So right here we have a bearish fair value gap. Let's change this to a red box to indicate bearish. And let's zoom in so you can see the volume imbalances. Boom, volume imbalance in here. 1, 2 gap. 3, that's a bearish fair value gap. Volume imbalance down here, so we got to bring it down there. Okay, so there's our bearish fair value gap. And at 950, we close over it with this candle. So 950 to 1010 macro, we close over it. And we go to wick on this bullish fair value gap. No volume imbalances in this bullish fair value gap. It just goes wick to wick. So it's right here. This happens roughly at 950. And now you see where the overlap occurs. Okay, that's our overlap, that's our inversion. We're going to get rid of one of these and we're just going to mark it out in orange to give us a rough understanding of where the inversion occurred. So change that to orange. Okay, we get an advanced market structure shift. You could have played it here or here. Let's take here. Let's say you did it here. You get a candle body close. Now you could have, okay, you could have put your entry at this blue line, right? And the trade still would have worked in your favor. You would have had to take hellacious drawdown, but if you weren't over leveraged and you used the micro, it only would have been about $120, $150 in drawdown. Most of you slap 5 minis on at a time, so I don't know how that would bother you. That is the most fundamental, basic way you could have taken a trade. Okay, and it at least offered you a 2. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to frame it that way. You could go for a 1-to-1 with a big stop, right? Usually I would recommend that. If you have a big old stop, just go for a 1-to-1. That's 107 points. Really good. Okay, but how do we get into this trade knowing that there's high resistance, knowing that it's NFP week, okay, and just lots of conditions that are telling this entry at the blue line is probably going to deal with a lot of drawdown. Well, what you can do is just look for an order block, right? Look for an order block or some sort of low you can play off of from this range, okay? So let's mark this order block in gray. We'll mark it out in gray, okay? And now we can reframe our trade. Put our stop at the swing low, or we can put it below the order block. Either way, let's just say we go with the low of the order block. If you want to be safe, put it at the swing low. Now you have a completely different trade here. Now I don't show you all this because this is the trade you should have taken. Realistically, you might say, okay, now because I know we're probably going to return back up here and we're going to push up for these highs, maybe this is what I'm looking for. So now you get a 3-to-1. That's realistically more what you should be aiming for. Okay, yes, you can find ways to take part of that. Once again, this is the buffet. All right, you don't have to go to the buffet and eat every fucking thing at the buffet, but you got a lot of options and you have plenty of food to eat to satisfy your hunger. You don't need to be a fat piece of shit and eat every fucking thing at the buffet. All right, you can if you want, and that's great, but be modest. Okay, right here is good enough. It's 119 points, 3-to-1. You minimize your risk. Okay, you can even tighten it if you want. Right here, put it below the order block wick. 24 points. Boom. Okay. So that's the way you could have framed that trade. Or you could have just kept it the way it was and boom. So there you go. I'm not going to analyze any of this right here. I'm just going to do it off the morning because I want to stress to you guys, if you find that wave to ride, get in, get out, be done, lock out your account if you have that option, or close the browser. So this is HB Punch Profit. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe if you're new. Peace.